So what if you could actually hit your biggest goals this year without having to rely on sheer willpower? In this explainer, we're going to break down how to stop forcing progress and start designing a digital life that just moves you forward, almost automatically. It's all about building a system that turns those big, ambitious goals into real-world outcomes.
You know the feeling, right? You start the day totally motivated, ready to go, but by lunchtime, you're just lost in a sea of notifications and emails. This quote absolutely hits the nail on the head. In the world we live in now, motivation by itself, it's a recipe for failure. Just wanting it really, really badly isn't enough anymore.
Okay, so that leads to a pretty big question. If raw motivation is a faulty engine, what's the alternative? Well, the answer, as we're about to see, isn't about working harder. Not at all. It's about a much better design.
First things first, we have to tear down this huge belief that most of us have, the myth of motivation. You know, the idea that success just comes from gritting your teeth and pushing harder. But as you're about to see, that's actually a trap.
Just think about your typical digital workday. How much of it is just this flurry of activity? Emails, Slack messages, switching between 10 different tabs. It leaves you feeling super busy, but not actually productive, right? Well, that's the difference between noise and real progress. And let's be honest, noise is just exhausting.
So, how do you cut through all that noise? Simple. You need a compass, and that's exactly where clarity comes in. Before you can build anything that really matters, you have to know exactly which direction you're headed. And here is the absolute core principle. You have to define your direction before you start taking action. When your final destination is crystal clear, it acts like this incredibly powerful filter for all your decisions. It instantly shows you what you need to do and what's just a distraction. This is where having that clarity becomes a total superpower. It makes your daily decisions so much simpler because you can just ask one question. Does this thing get me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, you just don't do it. It's that simple. This filter gets rid of wasted effort, and maybe most importantly, it stops you from working incredibly hard, but in the completely wrong direction. All right, but having a clear direction, that's only half the battle. You still need an engine to actually get you there. And this right here is a total game changer. That engine isn't your motivation. It's a well-designed system.
Just think about the difference for a second. Motivation is a roller coaster, right? It's emotional, it's unreliable, it comes and it goes. A system, on the other hand, is like a railroad track. It's automatic, it's resilient, and it's built to keep you moving forward, even on the days you really don't feel like it. Systems are what turn those short bursts of effort into consistent, unstoppable action.
Now we get to what I like to call the force multiplier. Look, we all have the same limited resources, our time and our attention. The real secret to getting huge results isn't about working more hours. It's about applying leverage. Leverage is pretty much the ultimate expression of working smarter, not harder. It's the art of finding those tiny inputs, those single actions that create huge, ongoing results. You can think of it as a one-time investment that pays you back over and over again. And in our digital world, leverage usually shows up in 4 key ways. There's automation, using a tool to handle a boring task so you never have to think about it again. There's documentation, writing one great FAQ so you can stop answering the same email 100 times. There's delegation, handing off tasks that you're not great at to someone who is. And finally, collaboration, teaming up with others to do something way bigger than you could on your own. Every single one of these buys back your most valuable asset, your focus. Okay, this next idea is honestly one of the most powerful ones we'll talk about. Instead of trying to change yourself with sheer willpower, change the environment around you. Trust me, it has a much, much bigger impact on how you behave. This is a really profound shift in thinking. Your environment, the people you talk to, the tools you use, the information you consume, that stuff has more influence over what you do than your good intentions. So instead of just trying harder to focus, design a space that's free of distractions. Instead of willing yourself to grow, find a network of people that pulls you up with them.
A huge part of designing your environment is making your progress visible. Why? Because you can't improve what you don't measure. Measurement makes your progress tangible. It turns these invisible little gains into visible wins, and that is absolutely crucial for building and keeping your momentum going.
And look, you don't need some crazy complicated dashboard with a million charts. The key is to just focus on 1 to 3 things that truly actually show you're making progress. This keeps it simple, it keeps it sustainable, and it makes it incredibly powerful.
So when you put all these ideas together, clarity, systems,
leverage, and environment, what you get is this powerful new way of operating. Let's call it the digital mindset. And let's see how it applies directly to your world.
So whether you're trying to grow a business, climb the career ladder, or just be more effective working from home, this mindset is your secret weapon. It's all about building processes you can repeat, focusing on those high-leverage skills, and creating a structure that supports your goals by design, not by accident.
Okay, let's put it all together in a quick recap. The big takeaway is this: clarity has to come before progress. Systems are what give you consistency when your motivation disappears. Leverage is how you scale your limited time. Your environment shapes your outcomes more than anything else. And measurement is what makes your growth visible.
And if you only take one single thing away from this explainer, please let it be this. This is a fundamental shift from using brute force to using intelligent design. It's about creating a structure that works for you so you can finally stop fighting against yourself all the time.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Just forget about motivation for a minute. What is one small, simple system you can design and put into place this week that will automatically protect your focus and get you just a little bit closer to your most important goal? Because that is where real progress begins.